Hi guys, my name is Eve and welcome to Retelling Fates. This is a project slash YouTube series that I'm going to be starting where we basically create story retellings using a magic 8 ball. We are going to be asking the magic 8 ball yes or no questions that pertain to the plot, and we just shake it, ask it a question, and then it gives you a response. I didn't ask it a question, but it says without a doubt. This series is going to be very much like write with me kind of content, so if you're not interested in that, it's fine, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I think it's fun. So the story that we're doing for this season, I'm hoping to do multiple seasons of this project, but for our very first one, we are going to be embarking on Cinderella. I feel like Cinderella is a very classic story, rags to riches, Cinderella. A point of reference for Cinderella, because there's so many iterations of it, we are going to be referencing the original by the Grimm brothers, which I'm going to talk about a little bit so y'all know what version of the story we're dealing with. It starts off with a rich man's wife. She falls ill, she's on her deathbed, and when she feels that her end is nearing, she calls her only daughter to her bedside and is like, be good. And then she passed away. This girl went to her mother's grave every day and strove to stay good and be good. After some time, her father married a new woman. This woman brought 2 daughters into the household with her, and they were all beautiful but really evil, hence evil stepdaughters and evil stepmom. Very quickly, they decide to mistreat this daughter, this girl, and making her like a kitchen maid, making her do chores, wear awful clothing, etc. etc. After her long days of work and chores, there's no place for her to sleep, and so she slept by the hearth in the ashes, and she always looked dusty and dirty, so they called her Cinderella. One day, the father was like, hey, I'm going to go to this fair, what do y'all want? The stepdaughters were like, I want a beautiful dress, I want pearls and jewels. But Cinderella asked the father to break off the first twig that brushes against your hat on the way home. So he brought all of his daughters the stuff, and he gave Cinderella the twig from the hazel bush. Cinderella took this twig, went to her mother's grave, and planted the branch on it, and she cried so much that her tears fell onto the twig, and it was watered by her tears, and eventually it grew to become a beautiful tree. Cinderella went to this tree 3 times a day, and she cried and prayed. Every time she would do that, a white bird would come to the tree, and whenever she made a wish, the bird would throw down to her what she had wished for. So now, the king proclaimed a festival that was to last 3 days. It was so the son could choose a bride for himself, so all beautiful young girls in the land were invited to this festival. Obviously, the evil 2 stepsisters were elated and overjoyed, and they ordered Cinderella like, comb our hair, brush our shoes, fasten our buckles, we're going to the festival at the king's castle. Cinderella obeyed, but she was crying, she wept, because she wanted to go to the dance with them. She was begging her stepmother to allow her to go, but her stepmother was like, you filthy piece of shit. You want to go to the festival? You don't have clothes, you don't have shoes, and you want to dance? Hell no. But Cinderella was persistent. She kept asking, and so the stepmother was like, fine, I'll scatter a bowl of lentils into the ashes for you. If you can pick them out again in 2 hours, then you can come with us. So Cinderella went through the back door into the garden and called out, you tame pigeons, you turtle doves, and all you birds beneath the sky, come help me gather. The good ones go into the pot, and the bad ones go into your crop. So 2 white pigeons and turtle doves and all the birds beneath the sky came through the kitchen window and was swarming and lit around the ashes. They all pick, and they gathered all the good grains into the bowl, and hardly 1 hour had passed before they were done, and then they all left. They all dipped. So Cinderella took this bowl to her stepmother, and she was like, now I can go to the festival. But her stepmother was like, hell no, you have no clothes, you don't know how to dance, everybody will laugh at you. Cinderella began to cry again and her stepmother was like, okay, fine, I'll let you go if you do all that again, except you do it in under an hour. And she was like, there's no way Cinderella could do that. So Cinderella went through the whole thing again and called out all the birds, and all the birds helped her, and they finished it in less than half an hour. So Cinderella took the bowls to her stepmother and was like, now I can go to the festival, right? But her stepmother was like, it's no use. You're not coming with us. You have no clothes and you don't know how to dance. We would be ashamed of you. Then she turned her back on Cinderella and went away with her 2 proud daughters. That bitch. So now that no one else was at home anymore, Cinderella went to her mother's grave beneath the hazel tree and she cried out, shake and quiver, little tree, throw gold and silver down to me. The white bird threw a gold and silver dress down to her and slippers embroidered in silk and silver. She quickly put on the dress and went to the festival. So her stepsisters and her stepmom did not recognize Cinderella and they were like, this must be some foreign princess. Like, Cinderella's back at home doing who knows what. The prince approached Cinderella, took her by the hand and danced with her. And he wouldn't dance with anyone else. He never let go of her hand. Whenever someone came to ask her to dance, he would say, she is my dance partner. Stay back. He didn't say that. She danced until evening and then she wanted to go home. But the prince was like, I'll go along and escort you. We love a gentleman. Never mind, he just wanted to see to whom the beautiful girl belonged. The story of its time, am I right? However, she eluded him and jumped into the pigeon coop. That's crazy. The prince waited until her father came and then he told him that the unknown girl had jumped into a pigeon coop. So her father was like, could it be Cinderella? So bro asked them to bring him an axe and a pick to break down the pigeon coop, but no one was there. When they got home, Cinderella was lying in the ashes, dressed in her dirty clothes. Cinderella had quickly jumped from the back of the pigeon coop and run to the hazel tree. There, she had taken off her beautiful clothes and laid them on the grave, and the bird had taken them away again. Then, dressed in her grey smock, she had returned to the ashes in the kitchen. Remember, this festival is 3 days long, so her parents and her stepsisters went out again, and so she just went to the hazel tree and was like, shake and quiver, little tree, throw gold and silver down on me. So she did the whole thing again. She wore an even more magnificent dress the next day. She went to the festival. Everyone was astonished by her beauty. Her prince was waiting for her. Immediately took her by the hand and danced with only her again. When others came to ask her to dance with them, he was like, she is my dance partner once again. And then evening, she wanted to leave. The prince followed her, wanting to see what house she went to again. This girl ran away from him and into a garden behind the house. A beautiful tree stood there and it had the most magnificent pears. She climbed like a squirrel into the branches and the prince did not know where she had gone. That's crazy. So he waited until her father came and he was like, bro, that girl escaped me again. She climbed into that tree. And her father again was like, is it Cinderella? So he brought an axe with him and cut down the tree, but no one was in it. When they came into the kitchen, Cinderella was lying there in the ashes as usual because she jumped out from the other side of the tree, had taken the beautiful dress back to the bird in the hazel tree, and then put on her grey smock. On the 3rd day of the festival, guess what Cinderella did? She went to the tree. She said, shake and quiver, little tree, throw gold and silver down on me. Bars. This bird stepped up its game, okay? He threw her down a dress that was more splendid and magnificent than any dress that she had worn before, and the slippers were made of pure gold. Me man, find me a man that spoils me as much as this bird, am I right? So again, she went to the festival in this dress and everyone was speechless, you know? And the prince only danced with her. When anyone asked to dance with her, he was like, no, she is my dance partner. Evening came, Cinderella wanted to dip. Prince was like, let me escort you. But she ran away from him so quickly that he could not follow her. He could not catch up. However, he had set a trap. So the prince smeared the entire stairway with pitch. Don't ask me what that is. I tried to Google it. I can't find it because I'm dumb. But I'm assuming it's like into the woods. It's covered in goo or something. Anyways, so she ran down the stairs and her shoe got stuck in the pitch, her left slipper. The prince picked it up. It was small and dainty and of pure gold. So bro took the shoe with him and he went to Cinderella's house and he was like, no one shall be my wife except for the one whose foot fits this golden shoe. This is when it gets a little bit gory. So trigger warning, like cutting off of limbs and blood and stuff. So the 2 sisters were like, awesome, I have gorgeous feet. And with her mother standing by, the older one took the shoe into her bedroom to try it on. But she couldn't get her big toe into it. The shoe was too small. But her mother gave her a knife and was like, cut that toe off. When you are queen, you would no longer have to go on foot. So this girl cut off her toe and forced her foot into the shoe, swallowed the plane, and went out to the prince. So the prince fell for it. He took her on his horse as his bride and rode away with her, but they had to ride past the grave, Cinderella's mother's grave. And there, on a hazel tree, there were two pigeons who were snitches, and they were like, root-de-goo, there's blood in the shoe. The shoe's too tight. This bride is not right. So the prince finally actually looked at her foot and was like, yo, there's blood running from it. He turned his horse around, returned the false bride home, and he was like, she's not the one, and that the other sister should try the shoe. This other sister went into her bedroom again and got all her toes into the shoe, but her heel was too large. So her mother gave her a knife and was like, cut a piece off your heel. When you're a queen, you don't need to go on foot anymore. So she did that, forced her foot into her shoe, was like, I'm fine. And then she went to the prince. This brother did not learn from his mistakes. He didn't look at the heel or anything. He just took her on his horse as his bride and rode away with her. When they passed the hazel tree, the pigeons were like, root-de-goo, there's blood in the shoe. The shoe is too tight, this bride is not right. So he looked down at her foot and saw how the blood was running out of her shoe, which is something he should have noticed before. And it had stained her white stocking all red. Bro, just look at her foot. Just look at her foot. So he turned around and took the false bride home again. And he was like, this is not the right one either. Don't you have another daughter? And so Cinderella's father was like, no, there's only deformed little Cinderella from my first wife. Ugh, she couldn't possibly be a bride. The prince was like, no, just bring her to me, like, I don't care. But the stepmom's like, no, she's too musty, crusty, dusty. She cannot be seen. But the prince insisted on it, so they had to call Cinderella. They had to. Cinderella washed her hands and her face clean. She went and bowed down before the prince, who gave her the golden shoe. She sat down on a stool, took off her heavy wooden shoe, and put it into the slipper, which fit her perfectly. When she stood up, the prince looked into her face, and he recognized the beautiful girl who had danced with him. He cried out, she's my true bride, she's the one! The stepmother and two sisters were horrified, and they turned pale with anger. They were pissed. The prince, however, did not care, took Cinderella onto his horse and rode away with her. As they passed by the hazel tree, the two white pigeons cried out, root-de-goo, no bloods in the shoe. The shoe's not too tight, this bride is right. After they had cried this out, they both flew down and sat on Cinderella's shoulders, one on the right, one on the left, and remained sitting there. That's so cute. When the wedding with the prince was to be held, the two stepsisters came, wanting to get it good with Cinderella and share her good fortune. When the bridal couple walked into the church, the older sister walked on the right side and the younger sister on the left, and the pigeons pecked out one eye from each of them. These pigeons do not play about Cinderella. Afterwards, as they came out of the church, the older one was on the left side and the younger one was on the right side. And then the pigeons pecked out the other eye from each of them. And thus, for their wickedness and falsehood, they were punished with blindness as long as they lived. So that's the original Grimm brothers story. Honestly, there's a reason why this is a classic. I ate this up. I low-key had so much fun reading this. Okay, I spent so much time reading this story, but now we know the original, and whenever we create like a retelling or a reimagination of something, we need to keep like the essence of it. Elements that we need to keep, I feel like her dad needs to still be rich. We still need the evil stepmom and evil stepdaughter, I feel like. She still needs to be mistreated, I feel like. There needs to be a prince. There needs to be a festival or some kind of event for the prince to meet people. And there needs to be a sense of her running away from the prince, which creates this kind of like mystery of who Cinderella is. So like her hidden identity. And then also the glass shoe, the glass slipper. Maybe not glass slipper, that's the Disney version. Like a slipper, a left slipper. And then there has to be the prince looking for Cinderella. Yeah, I feel like this is the main essence of a Cinderella story. Like the rags to riches kind of thing. Oh, rich dad, dead mom. Okay, so these are the main elements that I'm deciding to keep for now. I don't know if I'm gonna keep them for the rest of the season, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so now I think it's time for the Magic 8 Ball to work its magic, and we're going to be asking it some questions about the story and what direction we should take it in. Let's look at the setting. So the setting of this story is obviously in the past, long time ago, fairy tale stuff, that period of time. So let's ask the Magic 8 Ball if we should change the setting of the story. Magic 8 Ball, should we change the setting of Cinderella's story? My sources say no. Okay, so we're gonna keep it in this like fairy tale setting. Okay, olden day fairy tale setting. So it's about 1790s or 1800s, but you know, in our heads, to keep it real simple, because this isn't a serious project, we're just doing it for shits and giggles, but basically fairy tale times and stuff. Next thing is genre. I want to decide on genre because recently Star Kid did a retelling of Cinderella's Castle. The official recording has not been released yet. It'll be released next year, but I've heard it's brilliant and I'm so excited. Okay, anyway, from their interviews and press, they were like, it's a revenge story and it's very like Star Kid vibes. So I'm gonna ask it a series of genres and we'll see what the Magic 8 Ball wants. Okay, I was gonna say that genre wise romance should be kept, but I don't know. Let's ask Magic 8 Ball if we should keep the genre of romance. Should we remove the genre of romance? Okay, no, we need to ask it one question. Magic 8 Ball, should we keep the genre of romance for the Cinderella retelling? Most likely. Okay, we're gonna keep the romance. I love that. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna ask is whether we should keep it a fantasy a fantasy story, because you know there's elements of the tree, the birds, the slippers, the dress. Like, where does she get that? So let's ask. I hope the Magic 8 Ball keeps it because that's so much more fun. But should we keep the genre of fantasy in our retelling? I'll look good, so I'm gonna say that's a yes. By the way, I'm not going to like freaking show you every one of them because y'all just have to trust me on this. If we don't have this trust, like, why would I be doing this if I'm gonna fake everything? Okay, it's less fantasy but fairy tale. That's what I meant. I'm sorry. I want to ask if it's gonna be an adventure. Do we want to send Cinderella on an adventure? You may rely on it. She's going on an adventure, folks. Okay. This might be a weird one, but should we do a crime genre for the Cinderella? Should we include that as well? I'll look good. Why are you being so nice to me? Okay. I think 4 main genres should be fine. Romance, fairy tale, adventure, crime. That could be fun. Okay, for her family, I want to ask how many stepsisters we should have, because that could be interesting as well, I feel like. Okay, should we have 2 stepsisters? Without a doubt. Okay, keeping it to the source material. Awesome. Should we have an evil stepmother? I'll look good. Just to make sure. Because I don't know, we could like just adopt these evil 2 people, you know? Okay, I want to know, should the father die too? I'll look good. Okay, a dead dad. He's rich but he's dead. Okay, here's something crazy that I just thought of. Should the dead mom come back to life? It is certain. Yo. Okay, that's interesting. My wheels are turning. This is definitely like a creativity writing exercise for me, and I'm having so much fun already. Okay, so we've got our setting, which is 1790s, 1800s, kind of fairy tale setting. Genre, romance, fairy tale, adventure, crime. Okay, I want to do some character development really quick. I'm gonna write about all the main characters. because we have a dead dad and a dead mom comes to life, my wheels are turning. They are turning. Oh my god. Okay. I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. I do have some things flying around in my head, but I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. Okay. For Cinderella, is she a hopeful person? Is she like, ugh, my life sucks, this is gonna be my life forever? Or is she like determined to do something about it? I think that's kind of obvious at the start. Like, how is she feeling? So, is Cinderella hopeful? You may rely on it. Okay, that's great. So she's hopeful that things will turn around. She's hopeful that things will work out for her. Is this something taught by her mom? Did her mom teach her to be optimistic? Ask again later. Did her dad teach her to be optimistic? Signs point to yes. Okay, her dad was the one who told her to be hopeful and look on the bright side. So maybe like when her mom died, her dad was like there to like show Cinderella, hey, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Things are gonna work out. It's gonna be fine. I don't know if the mother still dies of sickness or not. Does the mother die of sickness? My sources say no. There's only a couple ways you can... Okay. Doesn't die from sickness. Does she die from murder? Yes. Okay. I already have a vision of who murders, but let's ask the magic 8 ball, okay? Does the evil stepmother murder the mother? My sources say no. Okay. Is she murdered by an evil stepdaughter? Ask again later. Okay, I'll just ask a different question. This is horrible, but is Cinderella's mother murdered by Cinderella's father? Cannot predict now. Come on. Your mom. Is the mother murdered by the prince? Outlook not so good, so not by the prince. Did Cinderella murder her mom? Outlook not so good. Okay. They didn't technically answer the stepdaughter and the father, so we'll ask again. Did an evil stepdaughter kill Cinderella's mother? It is certain. Both of them? Both nuts. There's bubbles. Oh dear, there's bubbles. As I see yes. We'll have to figure out why. Oh my goodness. Okay. Goodness me. Okay, so Cinderella's mom is killed by stepdaughters. Does the father know? Without a doubt. This is getting interesting. Does the evil stepmother know? There has to be one right answer. You may rely on it. I know that's right. Thank you. I need to name these characters because I cannot keep going for mother, father, evil stepmother, evil stepdaughter 1, evil stepdaughter 2, prince. We gotta name these characters. Okay. So, the mother doesn't die from sickness. She is murdered by the evil stepdaughters. The father knows that. The evil stepmother knows that. Does Cinderella know that? Ask again later. Okay, does Cinderella know who murdered her mother? Reply hazy, try again.
Bruh.
That's how you know I'm not faking this. That's how you know. Does Cinderella freaking know who murdered her mom? Okay? Answer me, please. Don't count on it. She doesn't know. Oh my god. We have to know, like, who exactly initiated this whole murder thing, right? So did the two stepdaughters come up with this together? Outlook good. So they both came up with this. We want to know why though. We want to know why. That's something we gotta figure out. You could definitely take some inspiration from Star Kid Cinderella's Castle. I don't know anything about the plot, but all I know is that it's a revenge story and that she's getting revenge, which deserves. So this could be revenge for the murder instead of just the mistreatment. I think they still mistreat Cinderella's daughter, but we gotta know why these stepdaughters wanted to murder her mom. How would they be connected though? This was planned by the stepdaughters, not the stepmom. Should I clarify that? Okay, did the evil stepmother plan or planted this into the stepdaughters' heads? Hello? Hello? Oh, okay, hold on. There's a lot of bubbles now. Ask again. I want to know now. Let me be more clear. Did the evil stepmother plant the seed into the evil stepdaughter's heads to murder Cinderella's mom? There's so many bubbles. Yes, it's literally just a yes. We all know that she married for money. She married this guy for money. But is that true in our retelling? So, does the evil stepmother want Cinderella's father's fortune? I'm trying to figure out why she would want to murder us again later. Is her husband dead? Is the evil stepmother's husband dead? Concentrate and ask again. Is the evil stepmother's husband dead? It is decidedly so. Was it by sickness? Reply hazy, try again. Did the ex-husband die of sickness? It is certain. But was it premeditated murder? Was it murder? Be honest. It is decidedly so. Wheels are turning. Wheels are turning. Okay. Did the evil stepmother murder the husband? Don't count on it. Okay. This next question that I'm gonna ask is so important. There is a storyline going on in my head, but is Cinderella's father the person who killed the evil stepmother's husband? Don't count on it. Oh my god. Okay. Not by father. Did Cinderella's mom murder that guy? As I see it, yes. Oh my god. The wheels are turning in my head. They are going crazy. Is Cinderella's mom and the evil stepmother, are they sisters? I look not so good. They're not sisters. Were they ex-best friends? I look not so good. How else could they be tied together? Because Cinderella's mom murdered evil stepmother's husband, and an evil stepmother basically murdered Cinderella's mom, which is basically a revenge story. A revenge over revenge. Why did the mom kill the ex-husband? Is evil stepmother's ex-husband Cinderella's mom's ex? It is certain. Okay, I know I'm not supposed to dive into the story, but this is really like the backstory for me. And it's getting me amped up. I'm so excited. Okay, I need to start giving these people names because we're starting to get confused already. Okay, I'm gonna do a random name generator. Okay, so this is what we got so far. Okay, so back in the day, Warner and Jolene dated, and then something must have gone wrong. So much so that Jolene decided to Warner. Irina obviously is pissed off, and so she planted in the heads of her daughters, Vanessa and Irma, that y'all should murder Jolene. So they Jolene. Cal knows that they killed Jolene. Cinderella doesn't know that they killed Jolene. I'm thinking they get married because of some bribe thing somehow. She must have something that she can hold over Cal. By her, I mean Irina. There are reasons why someone could want someone dead. Did Warner just do something wrong to Jolene? Did she do him wrong? Did he do her wrong? My reply is no. Okay. Does he know something about Jolene that she doesn't want other people to know? Concentrate and ask again. Does Warner know something that Jolene doesn't want getting out? Very doubtful. Okay, so he doesn't know a personal secret of hers. If it isn't Warner, is it Irina? Did Irina do something mean to Jolene? It is decidedly so. Okay, I could just say that she stole Warner from Jolene, but that's so lame. I want it to be deeper. So I'm not even gonna ask that because I don't want that to happen, honestly. Maybe I should ask it. Yeah, fine. I'll ask it. That's this whole series. I'll ask it. Did Irina steal Warner from Jolene? Better not tell you now. That's not how this works. Did Irina steal Warner from Jolene? Reply Hazy, try again.
Bruh.
Why don't you want to tell me? Did Irina steal Warner from Jolene? Reply Hazy, try again. Okay. You know what? I can take a hint. I guess not. Oh, they don't want me to know that right now. What did Irina do? She must have done something so bad that Jolene would want her to suffer. But like, she could have just Irina. But she decided to murder Warner instead. So that it really hurts Irina. So what did Irina do though so bad? Okay, Irina did something to Jolene. Maybe Irina knows something too? She did something and she knows something? Does Irina know a personal secret of Jolene's? It is certain. Yo, what does she have? Okay, I'm gonna ask one last time. Did Irina steal Warner from Jolene? Very doubtful. Okay, we know that's not it then. Not best friends, not sisters. Were they competitors? Were Irina and Jolene competitors? Cannot predict now. I don't care. Tell me now. Irina and Jolene, are they competitors? Are they competing? Yes, definitely. Okay. They are competitors. Warner passed away from sickness, but it was murder. So is it like a food poisoning thing or was it like a magic thing? Because we do have magic. So did Jolene murder Warner with magic? Ask again later. Why do you hate me? Did Jolene murder Warner with magic? Outlook good, which means yes. Guys, Jolene is a witch. I'm just gonna write that she's a witch. She could be a fairy. I'm gonna put a witch for now. She has access to magic. Does Irina have access to magic as well? Don't count on it. Okay, I can work with that. Okay, I have another question. I'm sorry. Does she know that it was murder? Cannot predict now. Does she know that it is murder? I look not so good. She doesn't even know. Okay, I'm gonna break this down. So what we have, Jolene and Warner were dating. Warner didn't do anything wrong to Jolene. He was fine. He doesn't know any personal secret of hers. But Irina and Jolene, they were not best friends. They were not sisters. Irina didn't steal Warner from Jolene, nothing like that. But they were competitors. So Irina did something to Jolene and knows something personal, a secret of Jolene's. So Jolene murders Warner, perhaps as a warning. But then Irina murders Jolene. When this happens, Cal knows who murdered his wife. He knows who murdered Jolene. Irina doesn't murder Jolene directly. She does it through her daughters, Vanessa and Irma. So when Jolene dies, Cinderella doesn't even know that it was murder. Maybe her father lied to her. He knows who killed his wife. He could tell Cinderella, but he taught Cinderella to look on the bright side, that things will work out in the end. Maybe he has a plan to avenge his wife. But eventually, somehow, Irina will marry Kel, and they will all become one family, and then they will torture Cinderella. So we'll figure out all of that and what exactly Irina did to Jolene in the next episode. This was really fun. I'm having so much fun already. I just love leaving it up to chance. I hope you guys had fun doing this with me. I know half the episode was just me telling the original story, but I feel like we really needed that refresher to know exactly the reference that we are looking at, and now we get to create a brand new story inspired by it and a retelling. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you are interested, subscribe so you can watch the rest of the episodes. I'm not gonna guarantee that they're gonna come out weekly. I'm just gonna put that out there. I don't know if I have the time and consistency to be able to put this out weekly, but I will continue doing this because this is very fun. Okay, that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching.